All right, ready to jump into something kind of unexpected?
Intrigue me.
Well, it's all about how the friendships you have actually make a difference in your love life.
Huh. That's this
Okay.
interesting.
We've got this article called Why Friends Matter for Your Love Life. And wow, it really makes you think about finding and keeping love in a whole new way.
It's funny how we often think of friendships and romantic relationships as, like separate things.
Yeah.
But really, they're totally connected.
Like secretly holding hands behind our backs.
Exactly.
But this article really goes deep on how they affect each other. And I'm ready to unpack it all.
Well, one of the things that really stood out to me right away was this idea of friendships being like a foundation
Oh,
for having healthy love life.
yeah. Yeah. The article calls them the unsung heroes,
I love that.
which I love too. But what does that actually mean, like practically?
Okay, so think about it this way. Your closest friends are like emotional shock absorbers. They help you process all the ups and downs you go through in dating, from the excitement of meeting someone new to those inevitable heartbreaks.
Yeah.
And when you can deal with those emotions in a safe, supportive environment, you're less likely to carry that baggage into your next relationship.
So instead of expecting a partner to fix all your emotional needs, you're coming in as a whole person.
Exactly. You're bringing that emotional stability you get from your friendships, and it makes you a more secure partner.
Right.
More attractive, too, honestly.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, if you're not paying attention to your friendships and just constantly looking for validation from a romantic partner,
Hmm.
well, that can really put a strain on things.
Makes total sense. The article even mentioned feeling emotionally drained without close friendships, and it can lead to this unhealthy dependence on your partner.
Yeah, it's like you're putting all your emotional eggs in one basket, and that's never a good strategy.
Definitely not.
It really comes down to balance. Both partners need their own support systems so they can come to the relationship as individuals who choose to be together.
Not out of neediness.
Right, not out of neediness.
Okay, but here's where I think friends really come in handy. They're like brutally honest mirrors.
Uh-huh, for
And
sure.
we all need that sometimes, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, we all know how easy it is to get blinded by those rose-colored glasses, especially when you're really into someone new.
You miss so much.
But friends, they can spot those red flags a mile away.
It's that objectivity that's so valuable. When you're caught up in the excitement of a new relationship, you might not notice those inconsistencies,
Yeah,
little behaviors that could be warning signs.
totally.
But your friends, they're seeing it with a clearer view. They can point out potential issues or even just validate how you're feeling about things.
For sure. I remember this one time, well, let's just say a friend totally saved me from a potentially disastrous relationship because she saw all these warning signs that I was totally missing just because I was focused on that initial, attraction.
Yeah.
And I bet everyone listening has a story like that.
I think it's a pretty universal experience.
Hmm.
And then there's the flip side of that, where friends can be the ones to give you a little push when you're hesitant to take a chance on someone.
Right, like when they see that spark between you and someone,
Uh-huh.
but you're too afraid to make a move, they'll be the ones to say, go for it, you've got this. And that confidence boost can be everything.
Yeah. And speaking of confidence, I think it's important to mention how much friendships actually help with that too. I
Absolutely.
mean, friends are those constant cheerleaders. They remind you of your worth
Yes.
and all those amazing qualities you have, especially when you're doubting yourself.
Yeah. And that self-assurance, it just radiates outward.
Oh, yeah.
When you feel good about yourself, you attract the right kind of people, and you're less likely to settle for less than you deserve.
You teach people how to treat you right.
Yeah.
And when you have solid friendships that build you up, you set a higher standard for how you expect to be treated in all your relationships, not just the romantic ones.
Okay, here's another thing from the article that I thought was really interesting, and it's about balance.
Okay.
Friends help us make sure our whole world doesn't just revolve around a romantic partner, which can happen so easily.
It's crucial. Nurturing your own interests and hobbies, having your own social circles, it makes you a more well-rounded and independent person.
Right. You're not putting all the pressure on your partner to be your only source of entertainment and fulfillment,
Right.
which, prevents codependency, and that can really damage a relationship.
It can,
And you know what else? Keeping that sense of yourself actually makes you more attractive.
for sure.
It's about bringing your whole self to the relationship.
Yes. Not just the, partner version of you.
Exactly. Okay, can we talk about how good friends are at matchmaking?
But now that's where things get really interesting.
I mean, the article actually said that studies show friends are better at matchmaking than dating apps.
Wow, really?
Who knew? Right.
It kind of makes sense when you think about it, though.
Yeah.
Like, algorithms can only do so much.
Right.
They can match you on, like, the stuff you say you like, but your friends,
Yeah.
they know you, like, really know you.
Yeah.
Your values, your quirks,
Oh, yeah.
what you're really looking for.
It's like they've got this sixth sense for spotting relationship potential that we just can't see ourselves.
Totally.
Have you ever experienced that? Like a friend saw a spark that you totally missed.
Definitely, yeah. I think it's because they aren't clouded by that initial attraction.
Yeah.
So they can see if your values, your long-term goals actually align, which is so easy to overlook when you're, head over heels.
Yeah.
And plus, they're usually introducing you to people who are already in your social circle, right?
Sure.
So those connections tend to be more natural,
Yeah.
more lasting.
Yeah. It's like having your own personal matchmaking team who actually wants to see you happy.
Exactly.
But what if you've kind of let those friendships slide lately? Life gets busy, things happen.
It happens.
It's easy to let those connections slip.
It happens to the best of us. But the good news is it's never too late to reconnect.
Good.
And this article, it actually has some really good advice on how to do that.
Okay, so for anyone listening who's feeling like they need to rekindle some friendships, what's the first step?
Just reach out.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be anything big or complicated.
Yeah.
A quick text,
Mm-hmm.
a phone call. Just let them know you're thinking of them.
Okay.
Like, hey, I miss you. Let's grab coffee sometime soon.
Sometimes it really is that simple.
It is. It's just about breaking the ice and showing you care.
Yeah.
But then it's about actually making an effort
Yeah.
to spend quality time together.
Yeah, make it happen.
Exactly. Schedule those regular get-togethers, even if it's just a quick lunch.
Right.
A walk in the park.
Yeah.
Being consistent is key.
And it's like anything else that we value, right?
Yes.
You got to make time for it.
Oh, sure.
But here's something I think we often forget. When you're with your friends, like really be there.
Oh, that's so important.
Put down the phone.
Yeah.
Listen to what they're saying.
Really engage.
Engage. It's such a gift in this day and age with all the distractions.
It is.
To just be present. It shows them you actually value their company.
Yeah, that you're invested in the friendship.
And if you've been distant or haven't been the best friend lately,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to apologize. It can really help rebuild trust.
Honesty and vulnerability are so important in any relationship, especially friendships.
Yeah.
It shows you're willing to admit your mistakes.
Work on things.
Work on making things right. Exactly.
I know some people listening might be thinking, okay, but how do I balance my friends with my romantic relationship?
That's a good question.
I don't want to neglect either.
Yeah, it's about finding that balance where both can, thrive.
Right.
The article talked about setting boundaries,
Okay.
making sure your romantic relationship doesn't take up all your time and energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's healthy to have your own separate things.
It's like that saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yes.
Having time apart strengthens things because you come back with like new experiences to share.
Right.
New stories.
And it lets you keep your own sense of who you are,
Yeah,
which is so important for just like growing and being happy.
absolutely. And don't be afraid to mix things up. Invite your partner to hang out with your friend
Sure.
and vice versa.
It creates that feeling of community, right?
Yeah.
Like shared experiences.
And you get to see your partner through your friend's eyes, which can be pretty eye-opening.
It can.
But just as your friends support you, remember to be there for them when they need it.
Absolutely.
Friendship is a two-way street
Yes.
built on like giving and taking, caring about each other.
Mutual.
So after this deep dive into friendships and love lives, it's pretty clear that friendships play a bigger part than we might think.
Way bigger, yeah.
They're like the foundation.
Yes. That underlying support, that outside perspective we talked about,
Yeah.
they help us stay balanced. They introduce us to potential partners.
Boost our confidence.
Yes. Which all makes us more attractive and more able to build healthy relationships in general.
It's amazing how it all connects, right?
It is.
Who knew that a good group of friends could actually help you find love?
Right. It reminds you that everything in our lives is connected. We can't separate our emotions and experiences.
Yeah, true.
What you do in one area, it spills over into all the others.
I love that. This deep dive has really been eye-opening.
Me too.
The power of friendship and how it affects our love lives.
It makes you wonder, how are your friendships impacting your love life right now?
That's a great question.
Yeah,
Something to think about.
it is.
Are your friendships supporting your love life, or are there some areas you could, like, nurture those connections a bit more?
Maybe there are friendships you've let go of that you could try to rekindle. Or maybe it's time to put yourself out there and make some new friends
Yeah,
who could bring more joy and support into your life.
I love that. The possibilities are endless. So, big takeaway for our listeners after this deep dive into how friendships and love lives are connected.
Hmm. I think the most important thing is to remember that strong friendships aren't just a nice bonus.
Right.
They're like fundamental to our overall well-being,
Yeah. Yeah.
and to having a good love life.
It's like that secret ingredient that just makes everything better.
Exactly. And as we've been talking about, the benefits are huge. Friends give us that unwavering support, the outside perspective we need,
Yeah.
help us stay balanced, introduce us to people, and boost our confidence.
It's like having your own personal cheering section.
The best part is that anyone can nurture their friendships,
Right.
no matter what your relationship status is.
It doesn't matter if you're single, dating, or in a relationship.
It just makes life more fulfilling.
Totally. So, as you go about your day, I'd encourage you to think about how your friendships are playing a role in your love life.
Yeah, good idea.
Are there any connections you could put a little more effort into?
Maybe some old friendships to rekindle.
Right. Or maybe it's time to put yourself out there and make some new friends.
Those are really good things to think about
Yeah.
because the quality of our relationships, all of them really, but especially with friends and partners, it impacts everything.
That's a powerful thought. And on that note, we'll let you go and do some reflecting.
Sounds good.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Yes, thanks for listening.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep connecting, and keep those friendships strong.